I don't think the Esmeralda will have the same kind of impact. So Aura, it's all about whether or not they can really catch BIGETRON Alpha and force their hand. And I think the opportunity will come when the Lords start spawning.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's see the conclusion of Game 1 between BIGETRON Alpha and Aura Fire. Let's see who wins it. Is it the robots or the dragons?
Remember, first leg, it was Aura who were able to beat BIGETRON Alpha 2-0 with the debut of Prince Aran. This time, it's the debut of Fala and also Shive against Aura.
Keep your eyes open in the early game, ladies and gentlemen, with the Baxia in the jungle, with a Gord as well. Just clearing the mid lane so efficiently with only one spell. You can expect Aura to be ganking all over the place. Looking at their emblems, it's all tenacity. They want to be able to survive the initial burst damage, and then afterwards, use the DPS, the Esmeraldas, the Edis, to ensure that BIGETRON Alpha does not have a chance in these big fights.
Man, again, this composition is going to be very, I must say, very balanced, right? I like the late game from the side of BIGETRON Alpha. I also like the late game for the side of Aura Fire, though I am leaning more towards the BIGETRON side just because they have that Bruno Diggy. The crowd control that Aura Fire's composition has is going to be negated with that time journey.
That's one of the biggest issues right here for Aura Fire. If they go and roam towards the gold lane, there's that factor, right? The dominant laning from the Diggy and the time journey. If they go on the EXP lane, it's a Paquito, so there's no real answer. Pre-level 4, though, there might be something they can find. Unfortunately, BIGETRON, they know.
We're talking a ton of damage already onto High. My goodness, High forced to use that flicker. This might actually just give over the turtle pressure to BIGETRON Alpha, with Chorizo cutting far in the bottom lane.
It is going to be very scary now, considering that High has no flicker. And take a look at the turtle pit. Aran here is there, isolated though.
Doing a good job though. Falling Star Moon baiting out the black shoes. Super Moreno running away. Chorizo, one more jab should do it. Aran's walking down the turret, gets knocked out. And now it's Super Ken versus Van. 1 level lead for Van. On this box, Super Ken jumps in with a wild charge. Chorizo, amazing zoning. High gets an Earth Shatter, knocking Super Ken up. But they're still looking for some more damage. High doesn't have the flicker. Chorizo comes in to facilitate Moreno's kill.
Man, we want more of Moreno. BIGETRON Alpha with that early lead. Good foundation, and take a look at the talent's prediction. It's 4 for 2. It's me and Rashi against the world. At the top side, what's going on?
Seems like Super Key will be taking a lot of damage. Unfortunately, BIGETRON, they're still in control. We saw that Miracle, you were picking
what's
Aura,
going on
but
here?
you know, we know what's up, man.
This is what I've been trying to do for the last 4 weeks, guys.
Tell us.
Yeah, curse.
Okay.
So it's not a 4v2, it's 3v3.
Of course it is.
Okay.
On top in the talent prediction ranking, though, it is going to be your man Goni with a 63% accuracy, man. Shush.
It's all luck. I just flip a coin every game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good coin.
But yeah, I mean, top side here, what's going on?
Reverse time, Van, chunk down, good wall there. Barrier with a wild charge as well. Van gets melted down. The Poisson's damage reduction couldn't help him there.
My goodness, BIGETRON Alpha, this is what you expect though with a Bruno and Diggy pick. Aura Fire, what do they need to do now? And take a look at top side, still maintaining pressure though, they can clear. Okay, Aura Fire Arashi, with behind 1,500 gold, is there a chance for them to win team fight?
I think especially in these early stages of the game, winning a team fight is still very possible if BIGETRON really engages them all out front to back. It's only a 1.5k gold difference, and now if they fight in the jungle, there's a chance that they can really outmaneuver BIGETRON.
Well, Moreno just eats High up, my god! Even with the Primal Wrath, when you're 0, 1, and 0, you're a bit too behind to tank up and soak up that damage. Look at the time bombs, alarm bombs, well charged from Super Ken as well. Kabuki forced back away from the turret, but Super Ken gets taken low. Beautiful time journey, and it's a worldie. And reverse time, bringing Van back just a bit. BIGETRON Alpha winning another skirmish up top.
Great cover by Super Key, but let's talk about Super Ken. The initiative to have that idea, right? Wall charge on towards you on that position, and it seems like, let's not call him Super Ken, let's call him Superman.
Oh, Superman. Copyright infringement? Well, hey, they are doing so good right now, and they have taken control over from Aura Fire. Even though Aura can clear the mid lanes right now, the side lanes are just doing so well that they can't really use that advantage anywhere else. Maybe the jungle, but look at Kabuki. Now with Super Sorizo doing so good on this Paquito, this might be an issue for everyone in the backline. Kabuki and Sin needs to be on their toes. They might be forced to leave one of the crowd control tools from Aura to ensure that the backline is always protected.
A big problem, man. I mean, again, leaving the Paquito open, that was a big gamble from Aura.
Yeah, considering that Edith here, bot side time pretty popped.
Beautifully done, gets out, and now Hai is left all alone, and a barrier to cut him off, forced to flicker out, respecting the wild charge, and Supercat knew it was going to happen, so he decided to save it.
Oh, good call. Around though, and Van looking for an angle backside.
Onward, Earthshadow, wild charge to respond it over, Supercat gets a kill, and on top of that, it's a double. Smacks Hai to the ground, and even a turret down below. Van, what? He's trying to defend the turret. Aran's getting chased all the way back, and Supercan picks up a triple kill down below. 7-0.
Wow.
No kill whatsoever for side of Aura Fire. BIGETRON 2 minutes ago, it was just a 1,500 gold lead, and now it's 5, Arashi.
Aura Fire, they're just not getting the fights they want, man. They keep getting picked off. They don't really have any security for the backline, and BIGETRON just systematically keeps proceeding with the fights, taking out one guy at a time or diving towards that backline immediately. This Grok pick, I was quite concerned about it, but it's really working out for them, and it's allowing them to just play so much more aggressively. And this barrier, man, from Supercan, his barriers so far has been so accurate, so on point. You haven't really seen it being used this aggressively in a long time.
Sorizo jumps in, beautiful onward into the Earth Shatter, into the Mystic Projectile. But now Moreno trying to look for a 1v4. Oh, Hai gets taken very low. Moreno might choose to go for more. Kabuki gets spotted in that bush. Meanwhile, topside tier 2 taken down for Sorizo's life. No shutdown, and it's a tier 2 plus a turtle. All right, who gets more value?
I think BIGETRON definitely has all the value right here, but for Aura Fire, they can go for picks like that because of the crowd control. But at what cost, right? You have to truly start weighing out these pickoffs compared to the objectives right here. Neutral objectives that BIGETRON Alpha wants to participate in, that is where Aura Fire can really force them. I said it was going to be at the Lord, but with this situation, with them being so far behind, they might really wait for even later in the game, only if BIGETRON Alpha allows it though, because honestly, they can dive a lot, don't really have a lot of range for Aura Fire's, compared to Aura Fire's Grok and the Beatrix though.
This is why, ladies and gentlemen, if you play rank, if you have an opportunity to pick up Bruno Diggy, this is why. It's very easy to snowball, and 7 minutes and 8 minutes in, almost all tier 2s of Aura Fire are going to be taken down. So BIGETRON Alpha, look at Moreno, basically almost solo killing Hai.
And now fans looking for a desperate defense for this tier 2. Even with the Mystic Projectile, I don't think they will be able to defend this against the Bruno, who's built a Malefic Roar in the 8th minute of the game. Haas Berserkers into the Malefic.
He's trying to get big chunks, man. For Aura Fire, Aran right here is trying his best to try and have some impact, push against BIGETRON, but it's just not possible. Sin now with the Mystic Gush just not getting any value at all. Look at the items right here, man. Only an Ice Queen's Wand, some extra bit of utility, but for BIGETRON with so many dashes, with a time journey as well, they're not really bothered by the slows coming from that Mystic Field. So BIGETRON have full control over the jungle, and like you mentioned, this Bruno has so much damage, no one can really stay in front of him for long. So if Aura Fire wants a team fight now, they need to have all attention on this Bruno.
I mean, Kabuki is behind 3,000 gold, all right, basically. This is why the damage from Bruno is just so evident. Let's see though, it's going to be an invader. BIGETRON, with their economy that they have, they should get this. Van now stuck.
Ooh, good barrier once again. Van gonna be melted down even Hai. Caught at the choke point. Van brought back by the reverse time. It's a worldie to end Van's life in the land of Dawn, and BIGETRON Alpha continue the massacre.
Man, oh man, BIGETRON Alpha here really starting strong in game 1. And Aura Fire, I see no window. I see no loopholes in here, Rashi.
Well, that was a great decision, man. Going for the buff, of course, but taking out one member, Van, the jungler, away from Aura Fire before the Lord. That should be quote-unquote their opportunity to try and go for a proper fight. BIGETRON Alpha, they just, even though they're winning, they're not willing to gamble and allow Aura Fire any form of success. And just like that, they just keep rotating. They go and spot out this orange buff, Aura Fire. They might be forced to back away yet again.
Catch, but it seems like no commitment. So Aura Fire, they will have time to defend their 3 base turrets here. Oh, this might look endable for side of BIGETRON. 10,000 gold lead practically. And Aura Fire, they have no damage output. They have no defense items enough to withstand the damage that BIGETRON Alpha can give. But let's see though, this is just the first Lord. Will they be able to crack the main base?
Let's see, Earthshatter used up ready with an onward as well. Wild charge, knocking high up, disengaging with the power of nature. Shive picks up the turret and goes in onto the back. Now it's Aran getting melted down by Shive, dealing a lot of damage as Aran is still able to escape in Aura Fire, deal with the Lord up top. But they do pay a price. It's a whole base turret.
All things considered, not so bad, man. I was about to say, keep your eyes on Super Ken. If he lands a big wild charge in that engagement, that could be the end for Aura Fire. But everyone was spreading away, spreading apart so good. So BIGETRON Alpha, they are forced to just take one base turret. But so far, it's their game to win.
Wait, look at this. MLBB Indonesia Community Cup. If you win, there's 2 MPL slots and you get to watch M5 in the Philippines?
That is the way. That is the way to go. So check out MLBB Indonesia Community Cup because again, perhaps you have Indo friends that can join and register the tournament. But again, now the siege, BIGETRON full sieging. Take a look at the damage from that worldie.
It's bouncing.
Nasty.
Nasty, absolutely.
Ooh.
Look at High, still taking the damage now. Jumps in with the wild charge. Knocked High up, gets melted down instantaneously. And Alshiva is walking up. Chorizo gets a brilliant knockout strike onto 2. Sin unable to throw any of his resources. BIGETRON have cracked another base turret without a Lord.
That Super Ken making the plays for you, man. This Grok from BIGETRON is so good. And Super Chorizo as a secondary engage tool. Considering the circumstances, he does not need to be splitting at all. And BIGETRON, they're gonna brute force yet another one. Aura Fire, they have no chance, man. Van is just way too squishy with no Lord.
Oh, it's just sad. It's just sad considering the fact that Aura Fire has enough engage tools to go to Sive, right? They have Van, they have High, they have Gord that can crowd control that Bruno. But the damage output isn't just there. Equipment-wise, they're so far behind. And now, with the Lord that is enhanced, more powerful than before, BIGETRON Alpha, they can just use this Lord to really pop and crack that main base. And it seems like Aura Fire, without a blunder from BIGETRON Alpha, they can't really do nothing about this.
This is why I always tell Arashi, don't ban the Bruno for first pick. Just pick it for me, man. Anyone can make it work. Really, this Bruno, we get one kill, you get any kind of snowball. Not even a kill. Let's say you just get more farm. Boom, bang, bada bing. That's Bruno.
That's Bruno, man, with the massive damage coming in from those balls. He's just like such a flexible hero as well right now because he has big damage, but at the same time, he is very secure, man. Aura Fire, they've been trying their best to try and locate him in the middle of these fights, but Sive, even though we were critiquing his lack of awareness, his lack of safety, getting caught out, BIGETRON just aren't letting that happen, and now with the Lord coming in, Aran tries to make something happen, but it won't be available.
I get chunked to a quarter of HP just with a reverse time. Chorizo, a very aggressive sprint into the back as well. Van gets knocked out. There's another knockout strike on the Sin, zoning him away from the Lord. They've ended the game in the 14th minute. 13:52. An absolute massacre by the Red Terminators.
The Red Terminators here winning their first game against the Red Dragons. And it seems like it's just a straightforward one-sided game. What an opening to start week 7.
It's literally just a scene from Pacific Rim. The robots just punch the dragon down.
There was a barrier away and charged by a rock technically. BIGETRON, even though they are programmed to win, they just went brute force in that game and forced Aura into submission. That is crazy. It's not the fastest game we've seen, but it's definitely one of the cleanest we've seen from BIGETRON. And look at that. It's like you mentioned, Goni, that combo in the gold lane.
Yeah. Bruno Diggy, the oldest trick in the book. And second